I am so excited to announce that the doors to Panic to Peace will be opening on January 10th, 2023. This is my signature program where over the course of 10 weeks, I walk you through how to actually change your relationship with anxiety, how to get the thoughts, the symptoms, the panic, and the fears to stop popping up and making all of the decisions for you, and how to actually start living your life and experiencing more peace, more joy, more freedom, and adventure. So if you're interested, head to the link in my show notes, get on the wait list, and if you're on the wait list when I announce that the doors are open, you'll get a really special bonus. I hope to see you there. Recovery is so much more about just allowing yourself to live than it is about trying to fix and heal and trying to get to this, healed place. And it's just so true. When you're setting intentions and goals, it's so much more about how can I just allow myself to live and to live with more peace and to move about my life in a way that feels really good for me. Welcome to a Healthy Push podcast. I'm Shannon Jackson, former anxiety sufferer turned adventure mom and anxiety recovery coach. I struggled with anxiety, panic disorder, and agoraphobia for 15 years. And now I help people to push past the stuff that I used to struggle with. Each week, I'll be sharing real and honest conversations along with actionable and practical steps that you can take to help you push past your anxious thoughts, the symptoms, panic, and fears. Welcome. You're right where you're meant to be. I want to tell you about something that I recently discovered and I absolutely love: Branch Basics. I'm so excited to share this with you because Branch Basics offers non-toxic cleaning products that actually work. And this is something that I can get behind because I truly believe that toxins can negatively contribute to our physical and our mental health. And I'm a huge fan of ditching the toxins. Let's talk about moving into 2023 with more peace. Because we're in the last week of 2022. And I think for a lot of people, we start to feel this pressure and we start to really take a look at things and convince ourselves, oh my gosh, I'm not where I thought I'd be, or I'm not where I want to be, and I have all this stuff that I have to do, and pressure. And I don't think it helps with so much of the messaging that's on social media. And I know a lot of the reels that I've been seeing have been saying things to the effect of here are all the things that we're going to leave behind in 2022. And so many of these things are just not realistic or even practical. We're just gonna leave shame in 2022. We're gonna leave all these bad habits in 2022. We're gonna leave toxic people and all these big things. And it's just is that realistic? Yes, wouldn't it be so nice, right? I'm just gonna leave all my hardships and all the tough stuff in 2022, and I'm gonna walk into this new year and everything's gonna be magical. It's just not realistic. And this pressure that we often put on ourselves, or that is put on us by society and the culture that we live in, really doesn't help. It only adds to the anxiety, and it only adds to these feelings of, I'm not doing a good enough job, I'm not there yet, I should be. And obviously, if you listened to last week's podcast episode, take those shoulds, throw them out the window, and they're not useful. So I want to talk about how we can actually move into a new year with lots more peace. So I think it's so important right now just to give yourself permission to walk into 2023 with some of this hard stuff, some of these bad habits, some of these responses that aren't so healthy still being there, and that being okay. You don't have to figure out all this stuff right now, within the next 5 days. So along with giving yourself this permission, I really want you to look back on 2022, and I want you to really recognize and honor and celebrate the progress that you've made. The little wins, the big wins, all the stuff in between. I really want you to think about, What has gone well? Like, what are some things that you're proud of yourself for? Like, what worked for you? What was good about 2022? And really, like, write these things down, say them out loud, like, really honor them and honor all of the amazing work that you've done. Because our brains, they're so good at fixating and focusing on the things that aren't going so well. Like, we can easily go to that place of, oh my gosh, there were so many things in 2022 that just were so hard and I'm, not where I want to be. And we quickly convince ourselves that like it was all shit, right? And it wasn't. Like, you have made progress in 2022 and you have done some amazing things. And I really want you to take some time and honor these things and to celebrate yourself and the work that you've done. All right, now let's talk about how to move into 2023, because I'm assuming obviously you want to move into this new year with more peace and you want to have lots of growth. And so how can you do this? And of course, how can you do it without it being so stinking hard? So first, I always like to start with what didn't go so well in 2022? Like, what have I learned about myself? What are some areas that I know that I need to work on? Where would I like to see some growth? And these questions can really help you to set some intentions and goals. So I like to set both intentions and goals moving into a new year. And I want to break down the differences because I think we often go into a new year and we set lots of goals and resolutions that we never really end up reaching. And it's because we're often not focused on the things that really matter. And when you set intentions, you really bring your attention and focus to the things that matter. So let's talk about intentions. So for me, when I set my intentions, a question that I really like to ask myself to set these things are, how do I want to feel in 2023? And I think this is the big difference between intentions and goals and intentions and New Year's resolutions. I think, with goals and resolutions, we tend to set just these big events, these big things, these big, milestones that we want to reach. But we don't stop to ask ourselves, like, how do I actually want to feel? Because you can set these big goals and these big resolutions, and you might meet them, but you might not feel so good about how you met them and how you got there. So I want to walk you through like some of the things that are on my list and that might help you. And I also threw in some things that I think would just be really helpful for you struggling with an anxiety disorder. So how do I want to feel in 2023? I want to be more present. I want to put more trust in my body and more trust in myself. I want to prioritize what's important to me, whether it's family or getting outside, or for me, a big one on my list is going on more hikes and taking more adventures. And the next one kind of goes along with this one, right? Prioritizing what's important to you, to do more of the things that I love to do, right? I think we don't do this enough. And I know struggling with an anxiety disorder, you tend to put all this focus on not struggling and moving past the anxiety disorder. And we don't focus on what are the things that I love to do? What do I actually want to be doing with my time? So I think this one's a really important one. Another intention is to feel physically stronger. And this one's a big one for me. And I don't set these goals, right? Of I'm going to gain X amount in muscle mass, or I'm going to, it's not about that. It's just I want to feel physically stronger. I want my body to feel physically more capable to do more things. Another is to better nourish my body. I think this is something that we can all be better with, right? Our minds and our bodies are connected. And if you're not nourishing your body, your brain is really not going to function at that level that you want it to. Another, to let go of what used to be and to heal. I think that this is such a good one of just to like leaving what was in 2022 and just letting go of that stuff and choosing to heal. Another, to embrace more challenges And maybe for you, it's to change the way that you approach challenges, right? To really start to embrace them, to really start to embrace that fear and to allow it to be there and to allow yourself to push yourself a little bit more and to really challenge yourself a little bit more. And the last one is a big one and one I love, and I think it's on my intention list every year, and it's to ask for help. I think that this is something we all really struggle with, but it's so important. And I find I'm getting so much better at it, and I'm feeling so much more freedom and peace because of that. So let's talk about goals, because I think you can probably see a big difference already between what intentions are and what goals are. So when I set out to list out my goals for an upcoming year, I will tell you, I don't stick to doing this just at the end of a year. Like, I create goals all throughout the year, and I adjust goals, and I just kind of let it be a free-flowing process, I guess. And I don't really hold myself to timeframes or deadlines. Like, I try not to attach timeframes or deadlines. Like, some things, yes, I have to, relating to my business, but I really just like to let go of timeframes and deadlines and just set goals and just have things that I'm working towards. So a big thing when you're listing out goals is just to ask yourself, what are some things that I want to do in 2023? And I want these things for you, right, to not be about anxiety. Like, what are things that you want to do in 2023 that have nothing to do with anxiety and nothing to do with you working to recover and to heal and to grow? Like, just what are some things that you want to do? And make them realistic, of course, but I want you to push yourself, right? You want growth. You want to embrace challenges. You want to approach things, maybe a little bit differently in 2023. So what are some of the things that you want to do? And once you list out some goals, you can start to define what are some small steps that I can take that will help me to reach these goals. And obviously your intentions will hugely help you to meet your goals. So I really want you to put a whole lot of emphasis on creating intentions rather than putting so much emphasis on creating goals or New Year's resolutions. When you make it about intentions, it's so much more powerful. So I have to share with you something that I hear a lot of my students say, and it's that, they'll really thank me for teaching them that recovery is so much more about just allowing yourself to live than it is about trying to fix and heal and trying to get to this, healed place. And it's just so true. When you're setting intentions and goals, it's so much more about how can I just allow myself to live and to live with more peace and to move about my life in a way that feels really good for me. So I hope, these things have helped you, and I really want you to set intentions, and I want you to set goals, and I want you to really honor and recognize all of the progress that you've made so far and carry that stuff into 2023 and practice letting go of the other stuff and not convincing yourself you have to have it all together and it has to look a certain way with you walking into 2023 and the next 5 days. So I want to now share with you what you can expect from me in 2023, because I have set my intentions, I have some goals, and I just want to share some of this stuff with you because it's exciting for me, and I hope that it's exciting for you. And of course, I took a look at all the things that I learned in 2022, and that really helped me to know, where am I headed in 2023 and what do I want to do and what do I want things to look like? So you're going to be hearing a lot more solo podcast episodes from me. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to have amazing guests on the podcast, but I really want to share more of me with you and more of my experiences and what I've learned and what I am learning. And I'm also going to be having more interviews with students of mine and with clients of mine so that you can see, from people who have worked with me and from people who are currently moving through the process of recovery and healing and growth and doing the work, you can actually see what it looks like. And you can have a glimpse into what it looks like, right, to work with me and how I help people move through things. So I'm also going to have a format for you to ask questions. So you'll be able to submit questions and I will answer your questions on the podcast. And I'm really excited for that because I know obviously that you have questions and things that you would love answered, and I want to be able to answer that stuff here for you. So the next thing that I am super excited about and that excites me every year is launching my Panic to Peace program. So I launch this program 2 to 3 times a year, and it's my signature program. It's where I really walk you through recovery, like what it looks like to actually heal your relationship with anxiety and how to experience more peace, joy, and freedom and adventure. So the doors to that program is going to be opening again on January 10th. And I am just so excited about this round. Like every time I teach it, it gets better and better. And it's just going to be so amazing. And another thing that you're going to be seeing from me is a lot more master classes. So these are classes on specific topics. So like I just released one at the end of this year on symptoms and panic attacks, and it was just so amazing. I had almost 80 students, and the feedback that I got about that class was just mind-blowing. So I want to do more of them because I think that they are so helpful. So I'm going to stick to, they're roughly 1.5 to 2 hour classes, and we really just dive into a specific topic. So I'm of course thinking of topics like driving anxiety and toilet anxiety and anticipatory anxiety and travel anxiety and how to go at fear and like all these things that I really struggled with, and the things that I help people with now, and showing people how to actually get freedom from these things. All right, so something else that I'm super excited about is actually going to be for former students, former clients who are looking for just ongoing motivation and accountability and support. And it's going to be more of a group setting. So I'm really excited because a lot of students that have gone through my programs or clients that have worked with me have just given me the feedback of, Shannon, I'd really like to just have this type of support, on a monthly basis where I can check in and just have the support and know that I'm not alone, and just to get that motivation that I need to continue to move forward. So that is something that is coming. I'm hoping that that will be released like February, March, right around there. And then I have something really, really special that's coming in 2023, hopefully, that I'm not quite ready to share about, but I will share it. So typically I share things that are really special and really important to me in my emails, my weekly emails. So if you're not on my email list, definitely jump on there. Every week, I share really practical, actionable steps that you can take that will help you to heal and recover. So I will put that link in the show notes, and definitely get on my email list if you're not there already. So these are some of the things that you can expect from me in 2023. Of course, if you have things that you're looking for, if you have something that you're like, Shannon, I would really love to see this from you, I just think that this would be so helpful, please DM me, reach out to me, email me, share it with me. I want to hear it. So if you have found this episode to be helpful, I would love for you to share it with somebody. I'd love for you to share it in your stories on Instagram. And if you haven't already, please take some time just to pop on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and just rate and review my podcast, because that is something that really helps me to reach more people who need support. So I really encourage you, set intentions, set some goals, and move in, give yourself permission to move into 2023 with lots more peace. All right, I will see you in 2023. And until then, keep taking healthy action. And before I end this episode, I want to mention that I'd really appreciate it if you shared this episode or any others with somebody who you feel could benefit from what I share here. You sharing these episodes is what helps me to reach and support others who need it. And if you have an extra minute in your day today, I'd also really appreciate it if you could leave a rating and review over on Apple Podcasts. I read every single review, and this too is what helps me to help more people to heal and overcome. I hope you enjoyed this episode of A Healthy Push. If you want more, head on over to ahealthypush.com for the show notes and lots more tips, tools, and inspiration that will support your recovery. And if you're hoping for me to cover a certain topic, be sure to join my Instagram community at A Healthy Push and let me know in the comments what you want to hear next.